Hello everyone, and welcome back to Steins Linear Bounded Phenogram. I'm G, and we are in the LUKA, the route where LUKA is working their way back through time, and I guess forward through time now, and has just seen Mayuri die. So that's cool, and now we are working our way over to the LUKA ending of original Steins Gate. So without further ado, let us begin.
Everything broke down into chaos after that, just like it had before. I guess I'm used to it at this point. Of course I'm sad, but the saddest thing of all is that eventually I'm going to grow used to it all. Before this all went down, I had only heard what had happened to Mayuri-chan. I didn't see it myself. So what I saw at that precise moment was shocking, horrifying even. When I close my eyes, I can see her surprised face with such clarity, her hands reaching for space. And yet even then, the time between the wake and the funeral felt like seconds. I guess humans are creatures that eventually get used to things as they repeatedly experience them. Even the fun things. The fun of the experience fades after the second and third time. This goes for sad and painful things too. If anything, maybe it's easier to get used to those negative experiences. I don't think it's something we have control over. It's just how humans manage to maintain their mental balance. I get it. But even if there is something we have no control over, I don't think it's a good thing. Maybe this is what Okabe-san was so scared of all along. By experiencing Mayuri-chan's death over and over again, his mental health reaches a breaking point. And eventually he doesn't feel anything seeing his friend die. His heart just dies. I think Okabe-san wasn't able to deal with that. I mean, when Mayuri-chan passed away, Okabe-san barely even moved his shoulders. He just kept staring at what was happening in front of him. He was objectively observing the event. I'm sure he was probably sad deep down. He was in all kinds of pain. Even now, I bet Okabe-san is at the lab unmoving. That's not because of the shock of her death. It's because of the guilt he has from abandoning Mayuri-chan. Or at least that's how I see it. His heart must be worn out. My dad once told me something.
LUKA, death is something that comes for us all.
What do you mean?
It means that eventually we all die, no matter who we are. All living things can't escape that fate.
Fate?
Yes, to live means to move closer to death. One could even say that time is simply the road to death. All living things live because they must die.
I think that was when my cat passed away. When I was little, there was a cat that made a home under the eaves of the shrine. My mom warned me not to feed it because it had become dependent, but even then I still snuck in milk and fish. One day the cat died. So when I had started to wonder why I hadn't seen him in a while, I saw him lifeless under the eaves, his body covered in scars. Maybe he fought a dog or another cat. That's when my dad talked to me, tears streaming down my cheeks. I didn't understand what he meant at the time. But now I do. Everyone eventually has a run-in with death. That's why us humans value what we have in the now. But what would we do if we found out the time of our deaths was predetermined? Okabe-san once said something to me. That no matter how many times he tried to save Mayuri-chan, it was hopeless. One time she got shot. Another time she was run over by a car. Another time struck by a train. Another time killed by a sudden sickness. He told me that Mayuri-chan's death was always waiting for her just around the corner. But if fate is predetermined, then... I look up after hearing the sound of footsteps.
LUKA.
My dad is looking down at me with his knowing eyes. Dad.
What's up?
Dad, I just don't get it. I hit my dad with all the doubts in my mind, hoping he has the answers. A long time ago, you told me that all living things eventually face death.
That I did. Because we're alive, we're always marching towards death. That's what time is.
Then are our deaths predetermined by fate?
Fate, eh? Well, what do you think, LUKA?
I don't know. If things are predetermined, if dying before the age of 20 is something decided from the moment you're born, then why are we even alive?
LUKA.
Why are we alive? On that day, I hopelessly watched Mayuri-chan die. I couldn't do anything. I willingly disconnected myself from causality so I could make her wish come true. I lived through time, something nobody should be able to do. I just wanted to make my Eri-chan's wish come true. Dad probably has no clue what I'm talking about. I'm completely incoherent right now, just saying whatever comes to mind. But even then, I can't hold myself back. I just wanted to grant her wish. And I thought I did. I mean, at the time. When I cosplayed for her, she was so happy. Her smile was so warm and grateful. But is that really what my Eri-chan wanted? Sure, she was smiling, but what if her true wish was something else? Why did my Eri-chan want me to cosplay in the first place? Maybe, just maybe she wanted me to smile and laugh. Maybe she wanted to help me gain some self-confidence. She knew how shy I could be. She wanted me to be confident and smile from the bottom of my heart. Maybe that's why she kept trying to push me to cosplay. No, it wasn't just me. My Eri-chan just wanted everybody to be happy. She was always me, Hashida-san, Makise-san, Ferris-san, the owner of the shop downstairs, and Okabe-san. She wanted all of us to laugh and smile. Maybe she's most happy when LUKA-chan, Ocarina, and everyone else is smiling and having fun. For everyone to smile. That was what my Eri-chan really wanted. And she included herself in that. That was probably her true wish, but at this rate. Hey, Dad, I have a question. What happens to people when they die? What waits for them after death?
After death, eh?
Dad, who had quietly listened to my rant this entire time, responds in a calm voice.
You already know the answer to that, LUKA. They become gods. When people move on, they become spirits, and then eventually gods that watch over those of us left behind. For us Shinto practitioners, that's the world that awaits us after death.
I've heard this time and time again, ever since I was a kid.
But of course, that's not the only way of looking at things.
What do you mean?
Well, take Catholicism, for example. People are judged and sent to either heaven or hell. In Buddhism, people are reincarnated after they die. Either that, or they're potentially sent to paradise or hell based on the things they did in their previous life. The world is filled with different ideas of what happens to us after we die. The one thing we know for certain is that all these ideas are things that us living humans created. Listen, LUKA. The things us living folks do for those that have moved on. At the end of the day, we're really doing them for our own sakes.
What?
Preventing their souls from wandering aimlessly after death, helping them become Buddha, giving them passage to heaven. People mourn for the dead in all kinds of ways. But at the end of the day, there is no world beyond death. No matter how amazing the funeral service may be, it's all done to give peace of mind to those left behind. The dead do not feel anything. They don't think. The moment they pass away is the moment that their world comes to an end.
An end?
Exactly. But because that concept is terrifying, people choose to believe there is a world beyond ours. As a priest, I really shouldn't be saying this kind of stuff. Well, this is just my take on the whole thing. LUKA, it's important that you figure this out for yourself.
Yeah.
I know you're in a great deal of pain right now, but I think now is when it's most important that you work through this yourself.
Yeah. Dad nods, and after gently placing his hand on my head, he leaves the shrine. I notice that he grabbed some luggage before leaving. He must have went out of his way to spend time with me even though he's busy. their world comes to an end. But then, it happened to Mayuri-chan's wish. If it's true that someone's world ends when they die, you'd never be able to grant her wish. If that's true, what was the point of becoming disconnected from causality? What was the point in jumping into the past? I don't want to hurt anybody else. That's what Okabe-san had said. He told me that he didn't want to sacrifice anyone else's memories and feelings. Okabe-san's a kind person, so he doesn't want to see anybody else suffer because of his ego. I know exactly how he feels. But then what about Mayuri-chan's memories? Her feelings? She treasured our smiles more than anything else in the world. She treasured our smiles more than anything else in the world. Where are those feelings supposed to go? I know I don't have the right to say something like this. I too changed the world for my own ego. Because I wanted this body, I let Mayuri-chan die. But even then, I can't stop thinking. I need to figure out what I can do now. I grab Samadari and stand up. Seishin Zanma style. It cuts across all doubts and destroys evil. The evil within. Just as Okabe-san taught me, I sink into a front-facing stance. I lift Samadari above my head and swing it straight down in front of me. 1! In order to swing away my doubts. 2! Strangely enough, with each swing of Samadari, I feel like all the doubt in my heart begins to clear, little by little. 3! 4! 5! Yes. At the end of the day, the path that Okabe-san chose was egotistical. He couldn't stand his own mind being chipped away at. He wanted to be at peace. And I am just as egotistical for accepting his feelings. 11! 12! The sins Okabe-san committed. The sins I committed. All we're trying to do is make them a little lighter by shouldering them together. It's probably a bad thing. No. A wrong thing. Plus. 18! If we continue down this path, Okabe-san will never smile again. No matter how much time passes, he'll never be able to truly smile. And it's not just him. I'm the same. Makise-san too. Not a single one of us will ever be able to smile from the bottoms of our hearts ever again. Now with Mayuri-chan dead. 20! There's a massive hole inside of Okabe-san's heart. One that I can't fill by myself. I can never take Mayuri-chan's place. I said that I'd make her wish come true. I even left into the past to make it happen. I haven't actually done that yet. I mean, nobody's smiling. 24! Nobody wanted this world. I never wanted to see this world. Nobody did. Ashida-san once said something. The world only comes into existence when someone observes it. There's no such thing as an unobserved world. It just remains unknown. I don't really get what that means. If nobody wants to see the world that we're in right now. 29! And that probably means that this isn't the real world. 30! This world was never meant to be. I look up after hearing footsteps.
LUKA.
Okabe-san. For a time, we both sit in the corner of the shrine, silent. When I peek over at Okabe-san's face, he's looking a little better than he was when I last saw him here.
LUKA.
Yes?
Thank you.
Do you want something light? Actually, that reminds me of something someone once told me a while back. Apparently eating vegetables gives you a whole bunch... Apparently eating vegetables gives you energy. That's why I ate a whole bunch when you were still in my belly. Let me know if there's anything you want to eat. I'll do my best to make it. From Greek to Russian, you name it, I'll make it.
I told you that eating vegetables gives you energy. There's nothing in particular I want to eat. Go with whatever you want, Mom. Sorry I haven't been eating much lately. I'll definitely feel better soon. What's Greek food like? I've never had any, so maybe just go with something normal. Thanks. I like this right up until that last sentence. Like, that's not a promise that you can make. This one's just kind of bland. And this one is just a sidetrack. I guess we'll go with this one, even though it's not perfect.
I haven't done anything to deserve thanks.
That's not true. You cosplayed at Kamima for Mayuri. She was so happy that day. She just couldn't stop smiling. And that's all thanks to you. You have my gratitude.
I thought as much. I figured the reason that Okabe-san looks better in this world line is because I granted Mayuri-chan's wish. Or at least he thinks I did. Especially after seeing her smile up until the very end. I mean, that's the whole reason why I used the time leap machine so many times. I should be happy about that too. Should have been happy. But
what's wrong, Lukako?
It's nothing.
Okay.
Why is it that this pain inside my chest won't stop? No, I already know the answer. It's because I'm running away. I want to grant Mayuri-chan's wish, no matter how big or small. Heck, it was our wish too. This was our way of asking for forgiveness. In order to lighten the burden. The burden of guilt. To try and rid ourselves of these feelings of regret from abandoning Mayuri-chan. But here we are. And I can't help but think that this isn't how things are supposed to be. Regardless of whether or not we granted her wish. Or if she was smiling in the end. The fact remains that Mayuri-chan is dead. The end result is still the same. I refuse to believe that she wanted to die. I know she didn't. So nothing really changed. All we did was take some of the weight off of our own shoulders. It's for Mayuri-chan. It is for her happiness. We kept telling ourselves that, but in the end of the day, we were just doing this to try and find forgiveness. I think back on Dad's words.
Listen, LUKA. The things us living humans do for those that have moved on. At the end of the day, we're really doing them for our own sakes. The dead do not feel anything. They don't think. The moment they pass away is the moment that their world comes to an end.
The Shintoist teachings we follow, it said that people become spirits when they pass away. They become one of the gods. And then they go on to watch over their descendants. This is what the concept of death looks like in Shinto teachings. But this is just a convenient explanation that those of us still alive came up with. What happens after death, you say? Just too sad to believe that there's nothing. It's too scary. Does anyone really want to become a god? Gods aren't people. Either way, a person's world, at least as a human, ends the moment they die. Which means Mayuri-chan's world is over.
Don't make that face. Mayuri, she lives on in our hearts, as long as we don't forget.
Okabe-san. It's wrong. It's just what those of us left behind want to believe. She's dead. She's not alive anywhere. Mayuri-chan in our hearts is just a memory. And one day we may very well forget her. Her voice, her appearance, all those memories will eventually fade away and disappear. Just like our sadness will. Eventually our guilt will disappear too. You really call that being alive? The reality is that we needed to carry the sin of abandoning Mayuri-chan together. But instead, we tried to lighten the load by granting her wish. We were never doing it for her. Our actions were empty from the beginning.
What's wrong, Lukako?
Nothing. There's no way I can tell Okabe-san this. I can barely put it into words. Time crawls by, the two of us silent. This time that we're experiencing together only exists because we're both alive. Deep in thought. The clouds come and go above us. It feels like we're the only two people left in all of Akihabara. When I reach into my sleeve, something touches my fingertips. It's a picture we took of Mayuri-chan at Komima. The photo commemorating our first one together. Mayuri-chan was alive when we took it. She's smiling so joyfully next to me. On the other hand, I look like a shy mess. Time has marched on since then. Even now it continues to do so. And little by little I begin to catch up. I begin to catch up when I first leapt back in time. These past few days were things I'd already experienced. Once I catch up, everything from there on is new territory. An unknown future lies ahead. Okabe-san said that many different world lines exist. Okabe-san in front of me doesn't know what I leapt to the past. In the previous world line I was in, Okabe-san would have been prepping the time leap machine in order to send me back right about now. Soon these two different world lines will intersect. It's too difficult for me to tell which of the world lines this Okabe-san is from. The one that knows I went to Komima, or the one that doesn't know. He's the latter. I have to show him this photo. What comes after that is unknown to even me. Beyond that moment exists a future I have not yet experienced. It's just over the horizon. The intersection that leads towards an unknown future. Just a little bit more.
Hey, LUKA.
No problem, don't worry about it, it's okay. When you feel better, I'm gonna cook you up a storm. Try not to be too excited.
Oh, Mom.
Yes?
I'm thinking about destroying the phone waveforms of exchange.
What? My mind goes blank.
At the end of the day, D-mails, leaping through time, all these things were far beyond our ability to control. Nothing good will come from keeping that technology around. Or if nothing else, it certainly won't do any good for myself or my friends. We're better off without it. We can't ever allow this kind of tragedy to happen again. Mayuri has to be the last person we lose because of this foolishness.
Okabe-san. Makes total sense that he'd arrive at this conclusion. He can't bring himself to sacrifice anyone else's memories or feelings. If he's made his decision, then that's that. But then... You sure? You're really going to destroy it?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it for the last few days, and I finally made my decision.
Okabe-san from the other world line never said anything like this. Which means that my leaping into the past and granting Mayuri-chan's wish must have changed something in him.
We can't let ourselves be trapped in the past forever. We have to move forward. Which is why we need to destroy it. Hey, LUKA, you agree with me, right?
I can't answer immediately. I mean, if he destroys it, that means I'll never be able to save Mayuri-chan. I'll have to shoulder some of the responsibility for this decision. That's right. I was still being naive. Just the other day, same day at the same time, we never talked about this. At that point, Okabe-san had already made his decision not to save Mayuri-chan. But there was always the chance that he might have changed his mind somewhere down the road. The possibility of that future existed. But this is different. This would mean cutting ourselves off from that possibility. By nodding to Okabe-san, we'd be put on the path. A path in which we might never see Mayuri-chan ever again. A path toward a future where her very existence would cease to be.
What's wrong, LUKA? Why wouldn't you say yes?
Okabe-san. That's right. That one question is enough to tell me everything I need to know. Okabe-san wants someone to encourage him. He wants someone to tell him that he's not making a mistake. Which means he's still doubting himself. He's saying that he's terrified. He's terrified to make the decision all alone. That's why he wants me to say yes. For the nth time in the last few days, I once again begin to ask myself questions, going in circles. Okabe-san told me that he can't sacrifice anyone else's feelings or desires anymore. But then, what about Mayuri-chan's feelings? She's most happy when Nika-chan, Okarin, and everyone else is smiling and having fun. Mayuri-chan's desire for everyone to smile together. Mayuri-chan's desire to spend more time with us. Mayuri-chan's desire to keep on living. Mayuri-chan's future. And then, at that very moment, I see something in my mind. The sight of an unseen future. And I have an epiphany. I haven't been going in circles. Okabe-san hasn't either. Our conclusion has been set in stone ages ago. I mean, it was the wrong thing. Sure, memories might be important, but there's no memory worth sacrificing another person's life for. I look up to find Okabe-san with a confused expression on his face. A moment later, he slowly starts to cast his gaze on his surroundings. Okabe-san? He then looks back at me in a bit of a daze. I immediately sense it. Just now, 2 different Okabe-sans have crossed paths. I just need to confirm it for myself. Which Okabe-san is he? Does he know I went to Komima? Photo.
Photo.
You don't remember Okabe-san?
I remember you leaping into the past. Then suddenly I got teleported here.
You don't know what happened. The Okabe-san in front of me right now.
Oh, that's right. You leapt into the past to grant Mayuri-chan's wish. The photo. Did it all work out?
Doesn't know what happened. Well, then I already know what I have to say to him. I didn't make it in time.
You mean you failed?
Yes. 2 days ago I managed to make it back to the 18th, but the shop was closed. I never would have expected the lies to come so easily. I can feel the photo in my hand get crushed as I close my hand nervously.
I see.
After that, I couldn't leap back anymore.
What about Komima?
I couldn't go.
Then I guess you didn't grant Mayuri's wish, huh?
No. Okabe-san looks disappointed. He must have taken my word for it. Of course he did. Okabe-san would never be able to fathom the idea of me lying to him about something like this. I want to try again. I'll make sure to get it right this time. I'll make it work, please. The shop should still be open. The sooner the better. In Okabe-san's mind, our conversation about destroying the machine never even happened. But it wouldn't surprise me if he eventually arrived at the same conclusion. And if I... Please, this is from Mayuri-chan.
LUKA.
I have to try it one more time. I want to go back to the past. I have to change things. If I stay here any longer, doubt might take over. So before that can happen...
Okay, if you insist. You're going then?
Yes!
I don't have to walk you through things, right?
No.
Given the current time, you're going to have to leap at least 4 times in order to make it to Komima. Are you going to be okay?
Yes, I've already gotten used to it.
Good.
That's right. I shouldn't have doubted myself from the start. All I wanted was my own future. A future in which I was a girl. A future with Okabe-san at my side. I could only have that if I was a girl. There was no other way for that to happen. Within me is 17 years of life experience as a girl. But that's something I was never supposed to have. That's why...
Let's go. What's wrong? Is there something on my face?
No!
Well, let's get moving.
Got it! The moment I arrive on the evening of the 18th, I dash to the Future Gadget Laboratory. You should be there at this time of night. I catch my breath just outside of the lab and spot a shadow descending the stairs. Makisi-san! Huh? I need your help, Makisi-san. Please. Urishibara-san. Please, this just isn't right. Hold on just a second, Urishibara-san. How about you just take a deep breath and calm down, okay? I'm sorry, it's just, I'm in a hurry and... No, it's fine. What's wrong? Tell me what's going on. Why are you in such a hurry? Well... I tell her everything that's happened up until now. Funny enough, I had never really spoken to Makise-san much, but over the last few days that's changed. But of course, I'm probably the only one that feels that way. In Makise-san's mind, there are no memories of me previously asking her for help. In this world line, that chain of events has been completely overwritten. This feeling of closeness I have towards her is entirely one-sided. Something about it all just feels so futile. Okabe-san must have felt this way all along. And now, I'm once again trying to force the same thing upon him. Makes my heart ache just to think about it. But even then... Are you sure? Yes, I've made my decision. But even then, I choose this path. I see. If you're sure, you must have given this a lot of thought. even if Okabe-san ends up hating me in the end. Alright, let's get inside. Okay. Okabe-san, as expected, is curled up in the corner. He probably doesn't even realize we're in the room. But right now, that's for the best. If he knew what we were trying to do, he'd probably try to stop us. Yoshibara-san. Maxie-san hands me a piece of paper as she quickly sets things up.
Just Googled it.
It's the alphanumeric conversion table for pages that were popular around 20 years ago. On the memo is a chart for converting numbers into letters written in rough handwriting. Can you read it? Yes, I can. Great. Then on a separate piece of paper, write down the converted numbers using that chart. You have to start off with *2, *2, so keep it at 16 characters. Once you've gotten it jotted down, you put it directly into the PC and send that sucker to the past. Okay. In order to turn me into a girl, Okabe-san sent a message to Mom's pager telling her to eat lots of vegetables. Which means I should send the opposite message. Done! The recipient is my mom's pager number. Maxie-san's already well aware of this. She quickly enters the numbers I wrote down. After finishing up, she exhales and turns to face me. Once the phone wave activates, press the Enter key on the keyboard. I'll send the inputted numbers back into the past. Are you really sure about this? Yes, I am. I nod my head, and Maxie-san activates the machine and stands up from her chair. Lightning bolts dart around the room. You should be the one to push the button. Right. I exhale and stand in front of the keyboard. If I had the chance, I wanted to tell Okabe-san while I was still a girl. I wanted to tell him that I love him. As a girl. I wanted to tell him goodbye. But I can't do that. Not anymore. So this is goodbye. Goodbye, my...
LUKA, wait!
Huh?
LUKA.
Okabe-san? I raise my face to see him standing in front of me, no longer curled into a ball.
Okabe.
Okabe-san, why are you...
I came chasing after you.
Chasing? Wait! You leapt through time, didn't you?
He
nods.
Before you left, you had told me that you were used to time leaping. But from what you had told me, you only had the chance to leap once, which didn't make any sense to me. That's why I'm here.
Okabe-san steps towards us. He sees my hand by the keyboard, and a surprised expression forms on his face.
LUKA, are you really going to?
I guess you caught me red-handed.
Then...
I'm sorry for lying to you. I actually went to Komima. We even took a picture together, Mayuri-chan. She had the biggest smile on her face.
Trying to fix the past?
Yes.
Why? Do you understand what you're doing? This means you go back to being a guy.
Okabe! Maxie-san raises her voice at him and she closes the space between us. It continues anyway.
It means that your 17 years of living as a girl will all just vanish into nothing. Are you really okay with that?
I mean, if before I would have shrunk at the sound of angry yelling. I probably would have frozen in fear. But now I have to accept everything he has to say. All of Okabe-san's words. His glare. I have to accept it all and stay true to myself. Yes, I'm okay with it. I won't be able to get through to him if I don't. This is how it has to be. All this began because of my own selfishness.
That was originally my...
Okabe-san? I think I've just been dreaming this whole time. A long, long dream. 17 long years. Hazy feelings. From a time when I was a guy. My original self's feelings. In real life, wanting to become a girl is this nearly impossible dream to fulfill. I had the fortune of experiencing it. For 17 years I was able to dream. And you, Okabe-san, you treated my feelings, my memories, like something precious. It's enough for me.
LUKA.
I'm sorry, Okabe-san. What I'm about to say to you might be a little harsh. I know that it's going to cause you a great deal of pain, but I have to say it. Okabe-san, Please save Mayuri-chan. If you don't, you'll never be able to smile again. And neither will I. Yoshibara-san. Okabe-san, you once told me, didn't you? That you didn't want to sacrifice anyone else's memories? My memories won't be sacrificed. Not after how much you've taken care of me. I take Okabe-san's hand and gently press it against my chest.
Luka, go.
The warmth from his hand spreads to me. Okabe-san, I might not be able to have feelings for you anymore, but that's okay. So this time I want you to cherish Mayuri-chan's feelings, memories. Her dream was to smile with everyone. So please, take back her smile. Take back her future. I'm sure that's what all of us want most. Okabe-san's true feelings. That's why I'm going to smile with everything I got. But if you ever feel down in the dumps, just tell me. I'll be okay. If you're ever in pain, just come to me. I may never be able to truly understand what you're going through. I'll think with you, I'll cry with you. That's about all I can do.
I understand. I got it, Yukiko. When the time comes, I'll be counting on you.
Okabe-san.
Clearly, I've made quite the miscalculation. I'd forgotten that us lab mems move and work as one. We all share the same objective.
Okabe.
Who would have thought that you'd be the one to teach me that, Yukiko?
Okabe-san. The numbers on the phone wave's display slowly count down. I let go of his hand and once again stand in front of the keyboard. Well then, Okabe-san, I'm off.
Yeah.
Maxie-san, thank you so much. I hope we get to talk more in the future. Yeah, me too. And finally, Okabe-san, I take my feelings and I lay them all out. Thank you. I loved you. Because I love you. L. Sai. Kongru. So,
Yukiko.
this is goodbye. Goodbye, girl me. Goodbye. The love. My life. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Luka!
Bye. Come on, Rika-kun, over here. I got Mayuri-chan. Okay, we're coming in. How are you feeling, Ocarine?
Larry, let me take this opportunity to teach you an important lesson. Nobody gets hospitalized for feeling good.
Great, I'm glad you're feeling awesome. Mayushi was super shocked to hear that you got so badly hurt out of nowhere.
Did you at least listen to what I...
Excuse me?
Oh, Rukiko, you came too.
Yes. August 21st. Okabe-san had shocked us all by suddenly getting hurt. It was a really bad stab wound. He nearly died from bleeding out. Okabe-san refused to tell us what actually happened. I got the strange feeling that it must have been something important. We're so glad you can move now. Remember when you couldn't even go to the bathroom, so you had to wear a diaper?
Hey, Mayuri, that's...
Diaper? Wait, Mayuri-chan, did you? Peppers! Should have told me. I would have helped.
Say what?
Nothing. I didn't say anything. Jeez, what am I saying? Even if we're both guys, that's a little... Oh, by the way, listen to this. Yuka-kun promised me he'd cosplay. He's gonna do Kirari-chan.
Wait, really?
Mary-chan's been making cosplay for as long as I've known her, and she's always wanted me to wear one of her creations. I always said no, but... It's true, right, Yuka-kun? Yes, I'd be happy to. It's not like anything's changed. I just kind of felt like it. I felt like maybe I could change by giving it a try. That's all. You must think I'm weird, right?
No, I'm glad.
Huh?
I said I'm glad. Aren't you listening?
I didn't see that coming. I figured Okabe-san would be surprised or weirded out. Yuka-kun, you're probably gonna be super duper popular. You're such a cutie. You might even make it into magazines. And then Maisha will get to make all sorts of cosplay for you. Hey, okay, what kind of cosplay do you want to try? Maybe you'd like, let's see. Maybe something more boyish for next time? Might look good in frilly magical girl stuff too. Mary-chan's so excited over the idea of me cosplaying. But, oh yeah, okay, you should come with us to Winter Komima.
Yeah, sure.
Okabe-san's expression was gentle and warm. Something about watching the two of them interact just... Yuka-kun, what's wrong? Huh? You're crying. What? No, why am I... Are you okay? Did you hurt yourself? No, I didn't. So why am I... Why? Why won't the tears stop? I'm gonna peel an apple for you. Are you sure you're okay? Yes, I promise I'm okay. I hope so. It's not like I'm sad or anything. I honestly don't understand. But for some reason, I'm just so happy. Alright then, we'll be back later. Make sure you listen to your nurse, got it?
I'm not a child. You don't have to keep telling me that.
Okabe-san's wound is healing just fine, but the folks at the hospital said it'd be a little while before he'd be released. The stab wound was deeper than anyone expected. There was actually something I wanted to ask Okabe-san today. Something I could never find the right timing for. But today is the day.
Luka, don't forget your training. Mastering Seishin Zanma requires daily practice.
Yes! See you later, Ocarine!
Yeah.
Today's the day. Okabe-san. What's wrong, Okuka-kun? I'm finally going to ask him. I have a favor to ask of you.
A favor?
Something I've always longed for. Please. Please, make me a lab mem.
What?
I've always been envious. I've wanted to hang out with you all as fellow lab mem for so long now. I could never quite find the courage to ask. Until now. I'm not sure I'll be able to help with much, but... I could never ask for. But I could never do. Not anymore. I have to have courage.
Lukako.
I have a long way to go before I can call myself confident. I want to change that, little by little. Please, Okabe-san, make me a lab mem. Ocarine?
I see. I was planning on telling you after I got released, but... Lukako, you've been one of us for as long as I can remember. You've always been a lab mem.
His voice and expression are gentle and inviting. That's why... Thank you so much! I'm so happy! Oh my gosh! I struggle to keep myself from crying. Yay! Now you're officially a lab mem! Yes, I'm so glad I had the courage to ask.
Let me make this perfectly clear, Lukako. You're strong. Stronger than you think you are.
I am?
Yeah.
Okabe-san. Those words alone are enough to make me feel like I can grow even stronger.
Oh, there's one other thing I have to tell you. My name is Horin Kyoma. Never forget that.
Yes, Oka. Kyoma-san! The hot summer will soon come to an end, making way for the fall. It feels to me like lots of good things are just on the horizon. Can't wait to see what happens next.
(1.049326) Hermaphroditus in the Labyrinth. Ah, man. Yup, completed. That was so much better than I thought it was going to be. I thought that I was going to have to cut stuff. I thought that they were going to be weird about Uka, but they were respectful. They were sweet. They made it about the ending, but then they also like, averted the ending, which I'm not sure exactly where that fits into the canonical timeline, but my god, that was so good. That was so good. And just, oh my god, that was so good. That, like, everything past the whole speculations on death situation, everything past that, I had no idea where it was going. And they really brought it home. They really, really did. And that was so just excellently done. I loved that to bits. And now, next we are moving on to... Oh, only got 76%. Good gracious. Oh, we're going on to Mayuri. Oh boy. The second most difficult voice for me to do for long periods of time. Oh boy. And then after that, LUKA. And then something else. Wait. Do I have to do all three before whatever to the right unlocks? Or is that just it? Is there only 9 stories? I feel like there's something to the right here. Like, it's really weird that they would just leave that blank. Well, be that as it may, that is where we are going to cut it for today. Moving on to Mayuri's part next time around. So thank you all so much for following my playthrough of Steins Gate, Linear Bounded Phenogram. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now!